this is Rachel from Betty Club Gardening, and as you can see right now, we planted all of our strawberries, and well, they're growing over there too, over somewhere else. And most of them are really flowering, and with one of them, one is got really
Speak a little louder.
One of them has gotten really red, and I'm excited because that's going to take maybe a little bit more time to pick that one.
That's right. Why do we have this black stuff everywhere?
That is a really good question.
Why?
This black stuff? Because birds are really eating the strawberries, and I really don't like it because we're tired of just like eating all kinds of stuff that we didn't grow, because it sort of makes me feel a little upset. Because now we're going to look at the really new trellis that we have just built.
For what?
For
What's growing here? Well, let's take a look at the label.
Well, cucumbers are.
Where do we get that label? We made it.
We made it. It's obvious. And then right over here, it gets sort of confusing because most of it's these zucchinis actually look like cucumbers, but they're not.
That's right.
They're gonna turn to. You can probably see this because
Blue
it says
zucchini. All right, so the cucumbers and zucchini all came from seed. Down in our basement, we grew them all from seed. We're running it here. We just threw down some straw mulch today.
And aren't we just using sticks as little things to tie?
Yep, for our plant labels, which we use from old coffee cans or other plastic containers, right? We just make them. All right, so now we can look at this first raised bed that we're into. You can see that we have some soaker hoses in there because here in Zone 5, in-ground sprinkler systems really is not the way to go because you have to have them blown out. You have to have them forced air blown out through them every fall, which gets to be an expensive program, so that you can prevent them from being destroyed by frost. What I did to mount my soaker hose inside the bed was I made a joint. I cut off a little piece of hose. I made a joint here, and then I ran that extra little piece of hose out of the raised bed, and I can now attach to it out here, and then I can, just move this to and away from me and whatever if I want to. Our worm towers are doing pretty well. We've been using those. The level of those, the foods in there keeps going down. We still have the skeleton of our hoop house up because, well, this is Wisconsin and you just never know what's going to happen. So, being only May 20th, you would think that we're safe, but who knows sometimes. Spinach doing pretty well. We've harvested that once already. We have lettuces in here that are going down. Romaine lettuce and some butter crunch lettuce. In between our lettuces is Walla Walla onions. They're a sweet onion, so those are doing pretty well.
And don't we have another worm tower over somewhere else?
We sure do, right over there.
Yep.
By, what is that by? What's growing over there?
Over here. It's mostly by the scallions.
By what?
It's mostly by the scallions.
That's right.
And
What's
right
happening
here,
on top of them?
I usually always.
That's dill.
That's still.
That was just wild from last year and it's just growing back, so we'll leave it go. What's happening on top of these scallions?
Right here.
Yep.
It's flowering.
Flowering, and then what's going to happen?
Well, it's going to make more seeds.
It's going to make what?
More seeds.
And then what happens?
We plant it all over
And then it
again.
grows more, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is chives and it's doing the same thing, right? We've already cut some down and there's the rest. We'll have to cut that all down. But I think I'm going to let some of it flower because those flowers taste really good. And over here are peas, which we had to net up. Our peas got annihilated by some birds or animals or something. They were not kind enough to leave us very much to eat, so we had to net it all off and start over. Hopefully we'll be able to harvest them in time before they start to bolt when the weather gets warmer.
Spot that you have to net right here.
It's fine. And then, Rachel, don't step on onions. You're right on an onion. And then I have onions on the outside here too. And garlic. I do have a question for you guys pertaining to my garlic. Let's take a look at that. Maybe somebody out there can help me. Garlic seems to be, it's mostly prevalent just on the bottom branches, but some of it's just on the tips where it's getting real yellow like this. It's, you know, that's what's happening to most of the plants, not all of them.
I think I might know why it's going to be yellow.
And then the bottom branches, yeah, let's see. Why do you think it's getting yellow, Rachel? Down here, it looks to me like some sort of a nutrient deficiency, or maybe nitrogen? I don't know.
Because it's getting way too much sunlight.
Way too much sunlight, Rachel says. So let's see, maybe somebody can help us out with that. We'll have to try to figure it out with your help because we're kind of lost. I don't know if I should prune those bottom leaves off or not, but this is what we're getting here. And it's, you know, I don't want that. So somebody, if you could please help me out with it, I would really appreciate it. That's sort of where we are right now. Let's see what's going on here. Smoker, yay. Get up on this bench. And this is where we are at right now. This is, you know, like I said, zone 5. We're just getting past our last expected frost date, so we can put more tropicals in now, meaning peppers and tomatoes and other stuff like that.
And new to our garden, you can probably guess what those are, but I'll just tell you. They're blueberries.
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 Northland blueberries.
Yeah.
Which are hardy in zone 5, are tolerant of all of our cold. We straw mulched those off today.
Doing really well too.
Doing very well. Let's see. Over here, we're in the middle, we're going to put pepper plants. There's another blueberry plant over here. These containers, we've just painted them this year. Those will house our herbs. Those are going to be herbs, right, Rachel? More over there. This bed is getting ready right now. I'm starting to heat up the soil for cantaloupe. And the in-laws have asked me for part of the bed for their stuff. So they've put in basil and tomato plants with these cages that I'm not at all crazy about. And for whatever reason, they decided very early in the season to put tomato plants in, and this is what happened. And they're just leaving them here. So please watch the video, but don't think I'm doing that. We put in a raspberry bush this year. Our new arborvitae are doing pretty well. Let's go over this way.
Hey, we're putting in a grape. Come on over here. You want to see?
Yeah. Let's take a look. What kind of grape you putting in? Concord grapes, right? And why are we putting this one in like this?
Because
Didn't we already put in a grape? What
But-
happened?
unfortunately it died.
Died. I don't think we hardened it off right. And that puppy is DOA. We'll nurse it along and see if it makes it, but it's got some new buds on it. Pretty much followed all the information I could find, but she's struggling. So we got a new one. This one I'm going to plant about 10 inches deep in the hole, and I'll throw some nice compost and stuff around it. So you can see that's a pretty deep hole in there. This is probably making no sense to you because I'm bouncing all over the place. There's a feeder root we'll have to make sure we cover up good. So, new grapes going in. Now what in the world are you doing?
I'm starting to water.
Watering? How come? Wasn't that already wet when we got it and put it in?
Maybe.
Well, then how come you're doing it?
Because you can never be sure if it's always water.
That's right. So you got to water it in real well, right? To feed all the roots real deep.
Yeah.
Get that soil to compact a little bit.
All this water.
Okay. About a half a sprinkling can, hey? All right, cool.